Former President Trump posted on social media after he was arraigned in his third indictment, saying after,
"This is the persecution of the person that's leading by very, very substantial numbers in the Republican primary and leading Biden by a lot."
The former president also posted he just needs one more indictment to ensure he's elected again. That may be looming in Georgia, related to attempts to overturn the 2020 election, the same basis for the charges he was arraigned on.
The former president pleaded not guilty to conspiracy to defraud the U.S., obstruct an official proceeding, and deny voting rights. Prosecutors are asking for a speedy trial. Defense attorneys say the government has had more than 3 years to prepare, and they too will need ample time. The trial date was not set, but could be at the next hearing scheduled for August 28th.
Fox's Jared Halpern. 6 ex-police officers in Mississippi who are white pleaded guilty in court to assaulting 2 black men in January.
Court documents showed the officers entered a home without a warrant and handcuffed and used a stun gun on the 2 black men, Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker. The men were also beaten, and one officer put his gun in Jenkins' mouth and fired, breaking his jaw. The officers did not provide medical attention and reportedly constructed a cover-up story. They are said to have gone to the house because a white neighbor complained that the black men were staying with a white woman who owned it.
Fox's Kevin Uretsky. A Russian ship has been damaged in a Ukrainian drone attack targeting a Black Sea port key for Russian exports after numerous Russian attacks on Ukrainian grain. 2 U.S. Navy sailors arrested, charged with spying for China. Later this hour, we'll get the jobs report.
Here are the estimates. So we're looking for 200,000 jobs. This is non-farm payroll jobs. That would have been added, but that's less than we got last month. Unemployment rate to still remain at 3.6%.
That's Cheryl Casoni. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Please welcome to the stage.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close, or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
The mass shooting that took place 5 years ago at a high school in Parkland, Florida, that left 17 students and adults dead will be reenacted this morning. Why?
School deputy Scott Peterson was found not guilty of negligence regarding his refusal to advance on the gunman at the Parkland, Florida school shooting, but he now faces a lawsuit where a judge is allowing the plaintiffs, families of victims, to conduct a reenactment of the massacre. A specialist with a semi-automatic rifle will walk the halls of the now disused building at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High, following the steps the gunman took and firing live rounds in an effort to prove they could be heard from Peterson's outdoor position. The judge has not yet said if the recording made will be admissible. In Broward County, Florida, Eben Brown, Fox News.
Now an update on another 2018 massacre, the one that targeted Jews. Robert Bauer is sentenced to death in federal court for hate crimes and the killing of 11 worshipers at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh.
Bowers even now has not shown remorse for the killings. While Bowers is sentenced to die, there is currently a Justice Department moratorium on capital punishment. Even with that, an appeal is expected, meaning Bowers could likely spend years on death row.
Fox's Gernal Scott, a double murderer, got a lethal injection last night in Florida. James Barnes had no last words before the execution for a killing he confessed to while already in prison for murdering his wife. Barnes wrote a letter admitting 17 years earlier he'd murdered a nurse, and then he pleaded guilty. On Wall Street, ahead of the jobs report, stock futures are mixed, barely moving. The football season kicked off last night.
Middle of the field, it is intercepted, and the Browns will come away with the win.
Cleveland beat the New York Jets 21-16 in the preseason opening Hall of Fame game on NBC. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox
Here's
News.
a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. A Hispanic former Northwestern University football player sharing his experience with hazing within the program. Ramon Diaz filed a lawsuit claiming he was subjected to racist taunts over his Mexican heritage, including the team shaving the word Cinco de Mayo on the back of his head. He said as a result of abuse, he tried to kill himself by overdosing in 2006. Work underway on TCCI's new electric vehicle innovation hub indicator as leaders broke ground. The city and Richland Community College receiving more than $21 million in capital grants to build the first of its kind climatic center for innovation and research, as well as the EV Plus Energy Workforce Training Academy. Well, preparations continue before the Illinois State Fair kicks off next week. Organizers previewing the fair, which runs from August 10th to the 20th in Springfield. Performers including Alanis Morissette, REO Speedwagon, Alter Bridge, Tim McGraw, and others. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
I've never been to a state fair concert.
Oh, wow.
Never been to a state fair concert.
Really? I was in the wings on the last REO Speedwagon show.
Well, that's better than in front where the music's too darn loud. They get some really good acts in Springfield.
Uh-huh.
They do a really good job.
Five Finger Death Punch was a show I saw with Dave Lone.
Well, that would be one Solier and I would probably
That was really
pass
loud,
on.
Stevie.
Yeah, I don't think Solier would be at Five Finger.
We politely declined that one.
Like harder than Metallica. It was booming in there.
But how do you hear the melody in hard rock when you can't hear?
Especially the metal stuff is.
Well, I mean, but it's just too loud to understand or hear. It just, what it does, it stimulates the heck out of you, and you can't sleep till 4 a.m. Yeah.
I love that.
Here's weather brought to you this morning by the Urbana Park District.
And they reminded they've got their art fair tomorrow. It's Crystal Lake Park in Urbana. It's from 10 to 5, and it's going to be awesome. Over 40 vendors and some food trucks and a whole lot of fun in the kids area. The art fair tomorrow, 10 to 5, Crystal Lake Park in Urbana, urbanaparks.org for details.
Well, we might get some rain this weekend, Mr. Solier.
Yes, do believe we shall. Nothing of significance, despite it being maybe a iffy and spotty chance to the west and south of Champaign. But we'll watch the same boundary that has brought another round of excessive, extreme, almost rescue-type flooding, which is underway in the Missouri Boot Hill in western Kentucky. That's another area, remember, a few weeks ago that got a foot of rain, and they are just inundated again with more big rains and drought relief the overnight hours back through central Missouri. So that boundary, at least, lifts north. Cold front comes in from the west, will spin up low pressure, fairly impressive one for the time of year. The strength over the Great Lakes region over the course of Sunday and into Monday. So we get a little heat and humidity ahead of it. Some stormy weather on Sunday, and then a cooler, drier west-northwest wind flow. We'll try to repeat the same thing, bring some heat and humidity northward, cool air lobes back on in, and we've got more rain back in the forecast for late next week as temperatures kind of ease slightly below average here. No real stress or strain for the opening of the Illinois State Fair here in the days to come. Out the door this morning, 68 Willard and Savoy, same at Rantoul, some fogginess in some spots, dense fog advisory through McLean, Fort Iroquois counties, and on northward till 8 o'clock this morning. Apart from that, turning partly cloudy, very warm, 89 today. Clouds increase tonight, 65, partly sunny tomorrow. Slim, small chance for a shower into more so the late afternoon with a high around 87. Then more so after midnight tomorrow night, showers, thunderstorms get going down to 67. A batch of the morning, the batch of the afternoon has to be watched for Sunday. Maybe some severe weather in spots, a high near 87. Blustery, cooler, couple of showers, 79 on Monday, 82 to 84 Tuesday and Wednesday. More rain ahead next Thursday and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Well, formerly of the Quad Cities, John Schweppe, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Well, good to have you. Director of Policy and Government Affairs for American Principles Project, GOP strategist. What does the third Trump indictment mean to me?
It's this is really a historic moment for our country where you have an administration that is willfully prosecuting their political opponents. And let's not forget, I know they're going to end up having 70 or 80 some odd counts on Trump. But this is the same administration that went after parents as recently as, just a couple of years ago for standing up for, their right to redress their grievances in front of school boards. Yeah. So, look, I think this is a really dangerous precedent, and the Biden administration is going full throat ahead.
Well, and again, I guess, if you examined anybody in Washington the way they've examined Trump, wouldn't you find a whole lot of problems and a lot of things?
Yeah, anyone who goes under this type of scrutiny, you're going to find some things. And, but the reality here is even the things that they're accusing him of in this particular indictment, we're talking about speech, right? We're talking about, Trump thought that the election wasn't on the level. And some of his co-conspirators, one of them is a lawyer who advanced the legal theory that, maybe the electors weren't correct and maybe there was a way to litigate this further. If we're going to start prosecuting free speech and legal theories and different interpretations of the Constitution, I think we're going down a road that, frankly, is not pretty good.
All right, so did they try and mess with electorates? Is that legit? Because isn't that in the indictment?
Yeah, their argument is that this was conspiracy to commit fraud, and they're basically that Trump knew the whole time that this was all fraudulent and that they were, basically conning the American people. And that's just not accurate. They rely a lot on testimony from the January 6th Commission. And let's not forget that a lot of those folks who were testifying before the January 6th Commission were essentially doing so at the point of a gun. And they're trying to save their own hides. And the reality here is that, Trump felt, and millions of Americans agree, that the 2020 election wasn't on the level, and he wanted to, litigate this as far as he possibly could, including Congress. Ultimately, Joe Biden won the election. That didn't work out. And, you can have a difference of opinion as to whether Trump was right, but this idea that we should be sending him to prison for this is honestly insane.
What if he said, I'm not running? Would all this go away?
I think so. But, this is what he says repeatedly, right? Which is that, they're not going after him. They're going after the American people, and he's just in the way.
There's some things going on here that are very frightening to me. It really, really is. When you get into censorship and stuff like that, and that if you're off the page, you're just on the outside looking in, and worse. No, there's some things happening here that if you're not conforming, that's the stuff they do in Russia and China. At this point, at least we're not killing each other. We're not taking out the political opponents by death. Right now, we're charging it, but it's just a bad, slippery slope. I don't like it, particularly when you have a whole bunch of messy stuff with the Bidens that they're just not as curious about.
Right. No, and I think that's a good point. Let's not forget, Hillary Clinton did a lot of bad things, and there was plenty of stuff we could have investigated. And what did Trump do as president? He basically said, okay, let's unify and move on. That's not what this president has done. This president has decided he wants to go and completely take out his political opposition, and that's not American. And so I think ultimately, when you look ahead to the 2024 election, Trump does look like he's probably going to be the nominee. I think the American people are really going to have to wrestle with this idea of, is this who we are as a country, where we're going to go after our political opponents because we disagree with them and then put them in jail? And I don't think that the American people are going to be on board with
Well, this is uncharted waters. I suggested the other day that if you wrote this up, send it to Hollywood, they'd say, come back with something realistic. This would be, John, it's just, we've just never been here. And again, I guess the question has to be asked, can a president pardon himself? That's kind of where we're going here, because if you're going to tell me you're going to be in Washington, D.C. for anything and 95% support Biden, you can get 12 to go guilty. It just doesn't seem like it's a real fair thing going on.
Well, the movie script may still be coming, because if these guys put Trump in jail and he's the nominee, what happens? Right?
I don't know. I really, really don't. I don't think anybody does. We've never, ever done this. But, I don't know. It kind of all started with Clinton. And then after that whole thing, they had to get somebody. It's just back and forth. And honestly, Republicans and Democrats, I'm sorry. I believe it's a country club wink at each other. Republicans, I believe, are slightly less crazy. But it's just a thing. They're all there. They all get rich. They all come home. They all... wink, wink, got your back stuff. I just don't like it. I think they ought to be there about 8 or 10 years, and everybody has to switch out. That's where I am on it. Yeah. I'm just so sick of the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I think the American people agree with you. There's obviously a two-tiered system of justice where the people who are connected get away with everything. Yeah. And, we saw that recently with that Sam Bankman-Fried, who perpetrated $1 billion cryptocurrency fraud.
Where's he at? What happened to him? Yeah, what the heck?
He's walking, man.
What the heck, man?
Yeah.
John Schweppe, SCHWEPPE. How do people connect with you at Director of the Policy and Government Affairs for American Principles Project?
Best way to reach me is on Twitter. I'm at John Schweppe.
All right. Appreciate your time, John Schweppe. Thanks for being on this morning from Virginia. ESPN 93.5. Cardinals lose last night.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney, and last night at Busch Stadium, the Minnesota Twins scored on home runs by their catcher Jeffers and their center fielder Michael A. Taylor. Ryan Jeffers made it a 2-0 game. Taylor made it a 4-0 game. And when it was all said and done, Minnesota beat Matthew Liberatore and the Cardinals 5-3.
A nice day for Alec Burleson, a 3-hit game for him. He was able to homer late in the game, got the game close enough where the Cardinals had the tying run at the plate in the 9th inning, but they dropped the game and the series by a score of 5-3.
Jose Fermin played second base, played well in the field, and had a 2-for-3 game.
A lot of good contributions. Actually, the Cardinals' bullpen was pretty good, too. Drew Verhagen walked the first batter he faced. That was a problem. But then after that, Zach Thompson, James Nail put up zeros.
Well, tonight the Cardinals welcome in the Colorado Rockies.
It'll be nice to have Adam Wainwright back on the mound again. Maybe this is win 199.
And he'll be opposed by Chris Flexen. The Cardinals beat him in Seattle earlier this year. And we're on the air at 6:20.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
A 5-3 win from the Chicago Cubs yesterday, and they're 2.5 games from
first place in the Central.
Milwaukee.
They're only two. Milwaukee took over first place last night because the Cubs have been beating up Cincinnati.
And the Milwaukee Brewers beat Pittsburgh yesterday.
Yeah. So I mean, this is game on now. The Cubs have to play Atlanta. Atlanta's the best team in baseball. Now, if the Cubs don't get swept, it's a win. The Atlanta Braves is just different. So if the Cubs can get 1 out of 3, I'll be happy.
Okay.
I just don't know.
Well, we've got day games today, Saturday, and Sunday over on US 105.9.
It'd be absolutely standing room only, but this is the best team in baseball, the Atlanta Braves. Can the Cubs compete? We'll see, because if they do, it's a big deal. Well, we'll see what happens this weekend.
And a few highlights from yesterday's game.
It's actually the last play.
Cubs 5, Reds 3, 2 down, top of the 9th, the 1-1 pitch. Line drive, caught by Candelario. The ball game is over.
I mean, you didn't see the Cubs coming this year, and here they are. They're in the thick of things now.
That's right. And we had Texas over the Chicago White Sox. That score was 5-3. All the scores were 5-3 on our favorite teams. We actually had the Cleveland Browns over the New York Jets 21-16 yesterday in NFL preseason action.
You didn't recognize anybody.
Right.
Nobody played, but they're just not going to get hurt early.
Illinois football has Isaiah Williams up for that Warfel trophy. We know Danny Warfel.
Danny Warfel's been on the program. And Johnny's buddy.
It could be that Isaiah gets the tap for his work on the field, in the community, and classroom.
Awesome. All right, ESPN 93.5.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity. And while that wet weather pattern continues on back southwest through Missouri and areas as far as southern Illinois and western Kentucky, in good shape around here for the next 24 to 36 hours. That boundary and a system in from the west will converge and generate some shower and thunderstorm activity around here over the back half of the weekend. We'll keep an eye on that weather during Sunday afternoon. It's a push of windy, cooler weather for early next week, and another weather system advancing in with more wet weather expected for the end part of next week. So the parade of features continues on. For the day today, a little patchy fog around, then partly cloudy skies for the afternoon. Warm, high temperature around 89, and a light east-northeast wind, increasing clouds tonight. 65 tomorrow, partly sunny. Slim chance for a stray shower late morning, more so late afternoon. Highs up to 87. Then occasional showers, thunderstorms tomorrow night in through Sunday, and maybe some severe weather on Sunday. 67 tomorrow night, Sunday high of 87. Couple of showers, 79, and a windy Monday. Sunshine at 82 on Tuesday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Solgay.
UC Bank, leading the way to your financial wellness. No matter where your financial journey begins, Pathways banking options at Busey are designed with your goals in mind. UC Bank, building strong financial futures, one family, one street, one city at a time. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
ESPN 93.5, Fox Business Now. It is 7:20 in Champaign-Urbana. Good morning on this Friday.
Employment report for July. Movie theater chain Cinemark made a profit in its recent quarter as movie lovers return to theaters. Tupperware shares are rallying again after the company finalized an agreement with lenders to structure its debt. Apple's quarter was mixed. It's suggesting iPhone demand may remain soft this fall, though Amazon reported a much better than expected quarter, and it's expressing optimism about the business. Fashion brand Gucci is working to reinvent itself after sales rose only 1% in the recent quarter. The Wall Street Journal says parent company Kering made a mistake by slashing Gucci's ad budget early in the pandemic to save money. Millennials started losing interest, and its trendy designs turned off older shoppers. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Jason in the House, the Jason Chaffetz podcast. There is always someone doing something stupid somewhere. Dive deeper than the headlines and the party lines as I take on American life, politics, and entertainment. Join me, Jason Chaffetz, every Wednesday as I shed light on the news and make some predictions along the way. You never know who will drop in. Subscribe now on foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts.
The 5th Annual Crystal Lake Park Art Fair is August 5th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in partnership with 40 North. Crystal Lake Park transforms into an art fair at the large pavilion near the lake house. Over 40 regional artists will have their works on display and for sale. It's a great chance for you to buy a holiday gift or give your place a new look. Support area art on August 5th at the Crystal Lake Park Art Fair. For details, visit urbanaparks.org.
When you're looking for a business to work with, you choose someone local, someone who's terrific at what they do, a company that helps others in need in Champaign-Urbana, and a company that stands behind what they do. That company is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors has been keeping the rain out for over 30 years. Randy and Tammy and their family work hard to not only make sure you're 100% satisfied by their work, but that they also strive to have a positive impact on Champaign-Urbana. Roof Doctors in Urbana, they make you their number one priority.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Yeah, so Cardinals played last night and it looked like a spring training game, so it's kind of where they are. Man. Wilson Contreras, Nolan Arenado, Nolan Gorman, and a very hot Tyler O'Neill weren't even playing last night. So, yeah, so that's kind of where it is. And, okay, let's get them next year.
Okay.
That's all you got. 4 weeks from tomorrow is Illinois football.
Yes.
So we're kicking off at 6:30 at night 4 weeks from tomorrow.
In fact, some of the practices are leaning towards the evening because of these night games towards the beginning of the season. So.
Well, you got some, Friday nights, you got, night games, you got, and Brett Bielema said, we and by the way, I still hear Bielema. I don't care.
I do too.
But I'm just saying the reason.
Do you have the hot
key?
Key?
This is the first time we talked to Brett, and this is what he said, and he doesn't care.
Right.
He says it, but he doesn't care.
I know, but
is it Bielema? That's the proper way to say it, isn't it, Brett?
It's pretty close. It's Bielema. The second he's a little silent, though. Bielema.
Okay, that's what I say. So
Bielema. The second E is silent.
I don't
he said.
care if people say Bielema. I'm over that. There's some things. Don't think that the morning therapy doesn't help me. Okay, I don't care. It's fine.
Let it go.
It's fine. And it's I'm going to talk about this very generically because it's a me thing.
Right.
But there's something happening in Champaign-Urbana that's going on, and it's stage related. And I saw a picture in the News Gazette, and I saw a few people with masks on. And it's just to me, it's like one of those triggers, and it's a me thing. I don't care if people wear a mask, but I'm sorry they do because they're in fear of something that they probably don't have to be afraid of.
I didn't notice it as many businesses until I went to the library this week, both Champaign and Urbana.
And it's your business.
Practically all the libraries.
But it's nothing. I have no business telling you what mask.
Sure.
But it's one of those things where I was it's just been rough on all of us in different ways. I feel terrible for the people double masking on a walk outside.
Yeah.
But it's not for me to say.
That's right.
You are just afraid. It's your life.
For me, power of prayer. That's the first thing I do when things bother me like that.
Yeah.
I just say, God bless them. And
no, listen, it's just. I'm sorry they're living in fear, because somebody has instilled such a fear in them that they don't want to touch stuff. They don't want to be around other people, even though this is over. But but I should not do that. It's my issue. It's my issue when I shouldn't be angry or, why are you, none of my business.
The stuff that really gets on my nerves lately has been traffic. So many people break the law in traffic. I mean, rolling through stop signs, just total disregard of the rules of the road. I don't get it.
Well,
but again, I try to pray for those drivers who are
we
zooming by me 30 miles over the speed limit and stuff like that. We just let it go.
We are. If you wanted to do that, we'd all get tickets 4 times a day, because we all do something.
You're right.
We all do something, but it's just some are super extreme, and you point those out. But it's like let those without sin throw the first stone.
Sure.
Because I'm breaking traffic laws every day,
but
doing something,
claiming lives of a few people inside the last week in East Central Illinois because of laws being broken.
I don't know about that. I didn't hear what happened.
Okay.
I don't know the specifics. Do you know the specifics?
Well, I won't go there because I'm not sure. But somebody was.
That's right. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I haven't delved into that. But yeah, we got to watch our speed, got to watch our texting, we got to watch our attention, we got to watch, all that. We could all do better. I'm included in that. So, but anyway, it's there are always these little things, and maybe they've been exacerbated since the COVID era. I don't know, but you're right. It's the power of prayer. We all need that. We all need a peace that transcends all understanding, my friends. All right, coming up, Brother Johnny on a Friday. Stand by. ESPN 93.5, where it is coming up on 7/28. It is Friday, August 4.
Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana Bottling is getting summer started with some fresh new products. Take a break from the sun and get a taste of cool, crisp, refreshing, starry lemon lime flavored soda. Stay hydrated with Gatorade's new Fast Twitch energy drink and get your daily source of vitamin A and C with Gatorade Fit. Find your afternoon pick-me-up with Starbucks Caramel and White Chocolate Mocha Frappuccino mini cans. Order these delicious beverages and everything else with Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana Bottling Company. Visit PepsiColaCU.com.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Illini pizza fans at Jets Pizza, they know how to build the perfect pizza. Detroit style is one of them. Fresh made dough pressed into steel pans inspired by the Motor City. Topped with premium mozzarella, Mama Jet's secret sauce, fresh toppings, then baked to the thickest, crispiest, cheesy crunch. Jets is Detroit style pizza. Now build your perfect 3-topping large pizza for just $16.99. You pick your favorite 3 toppings and build the perfect Jets Pizza. A large 3-topping pizza, just $16.99. Online code TOP3. Jets Pizza. Better because it has to be.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
1 minute stations.
Join the Champaign Parks Foundation for a fun evening of food, socializing, and entertainment at the iHotel and Conference Center with Champaign Park District's Youth Scholarship Fund to benefit from the new Ties and Tennies Gala. It's coming up on Thursday, September 14th, and you'll enjoy dueling pianos, a plated dinner, complimentary wine and beer, live and silent auction, and featured speaker Team USA Paralympian sitting volleyball player Nicole Millage. Learn more details. Visit champagneparks.org. As the summer temperatures rise, make sure your energy bills stay low. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing to upgrade to a high-efficiency Lennox air conditioner. Dogtown offers financing, including 0% no interest for qualifying customers. And if you have rooms in your house that don't seem to stay cool, call and ask about the great rebates on the Daikin Ductless Mini Splits. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing at 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
The case with any witnesses without counsel present and let go after pleading not guilty in Washington, D.C. to federal charges related to 2020 election interference.
Prosecutors are asking for a speedy trial. Defense attorneys say the government has had more than 3 years to prepare, and they too will need ample time. A trial date was not set, but could be at the next hearing scheduled for August 28th.
Fox's Jared Halpern. The Florida State Education Board tells schools lessons on sexual orientation and gender identity may not be included in advanced placement psychology classes.
The College Board, which runs the AP program, is pushing back, saying the class will not be compliant with college requirements if these topics are removed, and that schools that do so cannot call the class advanced placement.
Fox's CJ Papa. The economy added 187,000 jobs last month. That's fewer than most economists expected. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. Larry Boone, officially the new police chief of Urbana. He took the oath of office Monday at the Urbana City Council meeting. He has more than 30 years of experience in law enforcement. Boone retired as chief of police for the Norfolk, Virginia Police Department last year. Tens of thousands of Illinois residents without Medicaid health insurance starting this month. The Department of Health Care and Family Services has more than 47,000 Illinois residents have lost Medicaid since the start of August due to the COVID pandemic. Macon County Coroner's Office releasing info about the person who died Tuesday morning in a motorcycle crash on Highway 51. The coroner says the victim, a 44-year-old man from Bloomington, he was driving the cycle involved in the crash. The victim died from generalized head and body trauma. Police and fire continue to investigate anyone who may have knowledge of this incident. You're asked to contact local authorities. Now that's a look at what's happening on your Friday. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
And our weather, let me just say this. Somebody had said, listen, there's legitimate reasons people still wear a mask. I might be protecting somebody that has a life threat. I totally understand.
Right.
That's why
no
I said,
immune system. A cold could kill her.
You don't know. That's the issue when we get mad at anything.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what they're doing.
Don't know the backstory.
Don't know the backstory that might be totally legitimate.
Sure.
So it's just...
Or maybe they've recently been sick and don't want to expose others.
There's just reasons. But again, that's why I premised the whole thing with it's a me thing. Right? Because but we all jump to conclusions on everything. You see somebody parking in handicap and bound out of their car. You just get so mad.
Uh-huh.
Don't know the story. Maybe they're picking somebody up with a wheelchair.
That's right.
You don't know. Okay.
Thank you, Stevie.
I feel better.
Morning therapy.
It's weather brought to you by Carl.
And keep your children ready for anything and at the top of their game as you schedule your school and sports physicals at a location near you. Just visit carl.org for all the details. The weather looks like we could get some rain this weekend, Stevie.
Yeah, you're correct. Let's listen.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and this Saturday. Nice, quiet spell of weather underway and early on into the weekend before that weather system that's brought flooding rainfall to Missouri and far southern reaches of Illinois. At least that mechanism lifts northward, a system out of the plains. That'll be a cold front and will generate a pretty active weather pattern around here between late tomorrow night and Sunday. Maybe some severe weather and some healthy rainfall totals as well. On the backside of that system, windy, cooler weather for early next week and another round of wet weather ahead for late next week. Temperatures will stay in check. Up to 89, though, with a partly cloudy day today and a little patchy fog around this morning. Light wind, increasing clouds tonight. 65 tomorrow, partly sunny. Slim chance for a stray late morning, more so late afternoon shower at 87. And showers, thunderstorms get going tomorrow night. Low down to 67. A couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms for the day on Sunday. Maybe some heavy or severe storms at 87. Windy, couple of showers. Cooler at 79 on Monday. Into the low to mid 80s with sunshine Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Ultras, Greg Solgay.
We're not far from football. Yeah, the old Monday night theme. We love it. ESPN 93.5. Extra treat today. Nathaniel's son is going to do Did You Know here in a few minutes, and he's driven from Chicago. Brother Johnny's in New Orleans. Johnny!
Hey, Stevie J, good morning. Yeah, we had the Hall of Fame game last night.
Yeah, Canton, Ohio.
And,
how about that?
And I talked to Coach Mike Ditka.
You did?
Yeah, he seems fine, Stevie, and they just got a little dog. Sounded like a handful to me. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So you talked to Coach Mike Ditka. Tell me about it. What did he say?
Well, he said he's doing good. He says he's doing good. He says doesn't get a lot of action like he used to. Says he's getting older and plans to go to Chicago still. So I was happy to talk to him.
Yeah, no, what a treat. So he is coming to Chicago, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's good.
It is good. It's moving around. Johnny, Nathaniel's son, is in studio.
Johnny.
Hey, Nathaniel, how are you?
I'm good.
That's fantastic. Good to hear your voice.
Yeah,
and I guess,
let
me guess, it's for the state champion St. Thomas More golf team.
Yeah. Someone tipped me off to that a couple weeks ago, so I'll have to thank you and Gene for that.
Hey,
you're not golfing today in the Special Olympics golf outing.
He's at St. Thomas More's got one.
Okay.
And Nathaniel's class in 2009 was the year we won the state because you graduated in 11.
You were fall of 8.
Fall of 8. Okay.
Fall of 2008.
2008 is the first state championship for St. Thomas More in their history. They have a number of them since.
Yeah.
But now the golf team, and you're pairing with Ryan Murphy.
Yeah. Somehow I
Ian
got on
Tate
yeah.
and Richard.
I don't remember. I don't remember exactly who our fourth is, but yes, it's me, Ryan, and Ian for sure.
Well, those are and the guy that Clark Schmidt was a big part of that team. Too.
I know. I
wonder if he's anyway. The state championship St. Thomas More golf team will be playing in a scramble. Gene Elsie told us all about that. Right?
Yep,
okay.
She did.
Anyway, it's awesome. So where are you guys playing?
Lake of the Woods.
In the Special Olympics,
Nice.
that's Orange and Blue.
Orange and Blue in Savoy.
Well, that'll be fun at Lake of the Woods. You know that golf course pretty well.
It's been a few years, but yes, I used to play it a lot.
You've won tournaments there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, it's hard.
And I wanted to chime in with this Warfel Trophy. Danny Warfel is saluting a list of players, and Isaiah Williams is on the watch list. I know you know Danny quite well, John.
Oh, yeah. He's been to Philo Tavern. He loves it. And he's one of those guys that comes along very rarely, Stevie. Just a wonderful man.
Well, and honoring...
In fact, that's why they have the Warfel Trophy.
That's right. And it honors the college football players who celebrate the impact and inspire community service in the world. So a service-oriented kind of guy.
Yeah. How about that? So Isaiah is scheduled to be on our radio station every single week on the Isaiah Williams segment. So we're excited about that. And so
he must be a good man if he's got nominated for that.
He's a fine young man. He was baptized at CU Church a year ago. He's the kind of kid that went up to Christian and said, met him at a church event. And then the next time he saw him, he said, "Hey, Christian, you said
remembers the guy."
Yeah, and said, you're in engineering, right? That kind of kid. So very few, U of I athletes will remember you the next time. So Isaiah's one of those special kids.
Love it.
He and I saw him recently. I said, "Hey, we're going to do something." He said, "Yes, sir." So he's and by the way, he's an NFL type player.
Yeah.
He caught 83 passes last year. And
he's quick and he catches well. So.
Yeah, he does. All right, ESPN 93.5, news of the day, Johnny, from yesterday.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Like Trump said, D.C.'s in a state of decay, and instead of running their city, they're focused on persecuting Trump.
Trump pleading not guilty to 4 felony counts relating to January 6th, including these 3 conspiracy charges and 1 obstruction charge. The former president calling it nothing more than political persecution. Trump being indicted on 2 separate occasions after documents were released revealing that the Biden family took money from foreign business dealings. Then a 3rd time after Hunter Biden's former business partner testified that Joe Biden was involved in his son's overseas business dealings. But the ongoing indictments seem to be helping the former president as he remains the GOP frontrunner. Trump jokes on his Truth Social, quote, "I need one more indictment to ensure my election."
Oh, he's going to get one, Johnny. They're going to indict him in Georgia, and they're talking Georgia Georgia, they said they're going to take a mugshot. That could ensure the win if he has a mugshot, right?
Well, it I don't know about the win, Steve, but it's a real shame that it's so blatant and shameless that they're just simply trying to stop him from being able to run for president, and they're throwing everything they can come up with at him. And every single thing, you can find a parallel issue with the Democrats that people got away with, probably multiple times. Like one of the best examples is classified documents. Biden having spread up and down the East Coast. No problem. And they're trying to put Trump in jail as former president for having him at his home after he got out of office. Every president since Eisenhower has done that, and that's just one of his indictments. And then this latest one for January 6th, I saw him say, "Go home." I saw him say, "You have the right to peacefully protest." And I also saw that there were a lot of those characters through the summer of the Antifa at January 6th leading the way, and the videos. It's just, but they want to put him in jail for it because they really just want to stop him from running. And I think they're building his political strength, but we never know. And I don't think that makes me happy that they're doing this.
But just by virtue, if you believe the polls suggest that Donald Trump's way ahead for the Republicans. And doesn't that kind of say that, people see what this is and believe what that is, and then the other side will say, oh, he did all these 78 charges against him and all these things that he's done. Meanwhile, there is more and more evidence, and it's expected. The count, you have something bad about the Bidens, and by gosh, something else about Trump comes out that night.
Well, I think that's the classic example of in the club and out of the club. And I think Donald Trump is an example of he is not from the political institution, and therefore the political institution wants to get rid of him.
Yeah, and I think it is building. It is a sign of an indication people see through it, which is should bode poorly for the I say Democrats because that's the side that's doing it, but most of the Democrats don't approve of it. They just don't. That doesn't mean they won't vote for Democrats. They just say this is ridiculous. It's just these few radical progressives that have taken over the apparatus of the party and the country, and they won't stop it. There's nothing they won't do. I can't come up with anything that they won't do to hang on to power.
Well, because Johnny, but they look at it as life and death. They'll do anything because that's what they think Trump is. So
would be the end of their political life.
It's real life and death if you look at the Ukraine. And that was a political disaster what they did with that. But no, it is life and death. They really think like we're talking. They think we got to stop them. Yeah. This is tearing it's going to be the end of democracy. I get their texts, Steve, because I donated to the National Wildlife. One of them with the animals must think that I'll donate to Adam Schiff. And so I get texts from them, and they're saying their rhetoric is similar to our shows, which is this is ridiculous, un-American. That's their story, and I believe they're dead wrong, and they're just in another world. And then there's some others that are just diabolical that are driving it all. But we got to see through it. We have our chance. We still have our chance in the United States of America, and that's why I like being here.
Well, and didn't our father say that? Our dad said that this, whatever you think of America is still by far the best. And I think,
I said, well, maybe there's a better country. He goes, don't even think about it.
That says a lot. Well, did you guys hear about the Joe Biden dark coffee thing? This is creepy, maybe?
I like my coffee dark.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. It's like an election thing, but it's like Dark Brandon. Remember Let's Go Brandon, which is essentially, F Joe Biden was the way that all started.
I don't know what that means. It's just maybe like black coffee, which I
but I mean, if Trump would have been doing this,
I like my coffee dark.
Racist, right? I mean, that's
true.
I mean, if it had been Trump,
he wouldn't have to say that.
Yeah,
he said when they were gathering to protest the tearing down of a statue. Was it South Carolina? And a lot of the protesters didn't want the statue torn down. A lot of them were out there, and they did want it to be taken down. And Trump said, there are good people on both sides.
Right.
Remember that flare-up for 2 weeks? They called him a racist. There were good people on both sides.
Yeah.
But on one side, there were a few guys dressed up as Nazis, so they called him a Nazi. I mean, this has been going on for 7 years, and it's blatant, it's overt, it's damaging, it's untrue. And to do that, I don't trust people who would do this. Mm-hmm. That's all. Mm-hmm. You can say whatever you want about Donald Trump. I actually don't know him, but I haven't seen what they've accused him of doing. I haven't seen him do it. And they've done terrible, terrible things. And the consequences in policy that we have seen are also make us struggle. So you can judge the truth sometimes by the fruits of your labors.
Well, I wonder though, if it's not Donald Trump, then who is it going to be? Joe? I just don't think Joe Biden will run. I don't know why I believe that, but I just don't think he's going to make it.
I don't think the Democratic Party even wants him to run.
No, I don't think they do. Right? So
I think that the problem Joe has is that these top Democrats that are calling all the shots are beginning to think that we feel pretty good about, the way we've got our voting process set up, but Joe could actually lose this thing. We've got to get somebody else. Because Joe could actually get beat. And I also think we're doing better with that. So, man, I'll tell you, I'm not betting any money on deliberately on any of this, Steve, because it's kind of uncharted waters, and it's we've done things that I haven't seen before in terms of just the talk. I mean, it's always been a little rough, but in our lifetime, it's generally been more civilized. In the last maybe 10 or 15 years, it's gotten a little scary, and it's hard to talk. And Nathaniel, sometimes you just don't talk about politics with anybody because it doesn't end well.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
You keep it out of your workplace, Nathaniel?
It's an interesting question, Diane. Just working in construction, there's, how do I say this? A lot of like-minded people with me.
Okay.
But then, being in a big city, especially like Chicago, there's very much the opposite. So it's more of just knowing the setting more than anything is what I found.
Yeah. All right, it's Nathaniel Sonny's going to do Did You Know with us live here in just a moment. Johnny's down in New Orleans on the Tapman's Towing phone line. I'm Stevie Jay with Diane Ducey. Here we are on this Friday morning. So as we move forward, again, there's supposed to be a debate in August for the Republicans. Will Donald Trump be there, Johnny? He's got a lot of legal things here coming up. How can you campaign and have a bunch of court cases?
Yeah, I don't know how that logistically will affect him.
I think the Florida one, they said a court date for next May of 24, which I think what I was reading is there was a lot of questioning of like, really? You're going to set this court date for May? Like, was that just pure happenstance when the court was next available, or is there something else?
Yeah, and they said this as one. First of all, in Washington, D.C., he has a 95% chance of being convicted.
Right.
You're in Washington, D.C.
Yeah,
it's 95% Biden. And the judge is an Obama appointed and very, very hard on the whole January 6th thing. So there's very little chance he wouldn't be convicted. Oh, you need one person. It has to be unanimous, so it has to be one person. But, and again, it'll all be appealed, Johnny. We might not know the end of all this till 2025, 26.
Well, I don't think that it'll get to the Supreme Court because it's got presidential ramifications. So I don't think it'll be solved. And then he can pardon himself.
Can you? That's a question we've been asking.
I think that Eddie said, our friend Eddie, he's an attorney, and he said, yeah, you can pardon yourself. But I don't think the Supreme Court's going to let this happen. It may have to get to that. And they may actually convict him to where he wouldn't be able to run, and somebody might say, well, we're putting an injunction on this.
Can they do that? So if he was convicted of a charge, he could be... eliminated. Can he run?
You're not eligible to run if you're a convicted felon?
There's some rules here and there. Didn't do my homework on that, Steve.
Yeah. Well, I think this is unprecedented
it's
stuff.
Unbelievable.
We've never tested can a president pardon himself,
or could he be president from jail?
Well, nobody's gone after a former president.
No, well, but Johnny, this is when we impeached Clinton, it all started, and so we're going to get tit for tat, and that's never going to end, right? I mean, that's just American politics now.
It started with Nixon in our lifetime, and he was forced out, and there were people that thought that was.
But the Republicans turned on Nixon too, though, didn't they?
They did, a lot of them, enough.
Yeah,
and it looked like he could have actually gotten impeached on a vote, so he resigned, and then Ford pardoned him, Gerald Ford.
Right.
So, but no, American politics, that's a whole, you could get a major in it.
No. All right, are you ready, Nathaniel, for the segment? It is 10 before 8. Johnny's going to hang on for this. Here we go. You ready?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's called Did You Know? Nathaniel's on.
Well, this morning we get to talk about something that is, I would say, near and dear to all of us, even though some of us might really look forward to it, some of us might dread it. And we're actually going to the average person will spend about a third of their life sleeping.
Yes.
Now, different seasons, different phases of life, people really look forward to sleep, and sometimes you dread it. I've had glimpses of both in my short years.
Okay.
But what we'll also try to do this morning, we'll just scratch the surface with some high-level facts, and then in future weeks, we'll actually continue talking about this topic. We'll go over a few different aspects of it, but this morning, let's just start with a few facts. So, did you know, interestingly enough, that as we are in right now, at least in Illinois, with a full moon, during the days of a full moon and the days leading up, people actually tend to sleep less.
Mm-hmm.
Something about our internal clock is synced with the lunar cycle.
I have been stirring, and I feel like it's moon related.
Okay, well, there you go.
Why
Diane.
would it be moon related? The curtains are closed.
Yeah, it's
I don't
unclear.
know. There's like a pole or something.
Yeah, no, it's unclear, at least from what I was able to find, but somehow our bodies are just in sync with the lunar cycle somehow.
I don't get it.
We're tidally locked. It's with the tides. It's
Tides and stuff. Tides in the moon. I know that's connected. I knew that.
No, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you know that your tiredness actually peaks twice in a 24-hour period? Once in the middle of the night at about 2 a.m. is when you're most tired, but additionally in the afternoon around 1 to 2 p.m. So if you start to feel the afternoon drag, it might not be that you need another cup of coffee. It might just be that your body is just tired. It's in its cycle, and it could be telling you that you need more sleep.
Well, and it could tell you to take a nap. John Fitzgerald Kennedy took a nap at noon every day.
Makes you think of the siesta concept.
Yeah, siesta in South America is all siesta.
Yeah, in Europe too.
Europe does it too.
Like right after lunch.
You sleep for like 4.
So maybe they know something that we don't.
Well, they stay up a little later, too.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
That's right. I think that's right.
That's right.
An interesting one. We all know that the legal limit of blood alcohol content to drive is 0.8%.
Yeah.
Did you know that being awake for 16 hours, so this would be waking up at 6 a.m., going to bed at 10 p.m., at the end of that 16 hours, your efficiency and productivity has decreased to the equivalent of having a blood alcohol content of 0.05. You're almost at the legal limit just from being awake after 16 hours.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so tired is just
it's
really...
a testament to how much our bodies really
Well, we
need
shouldn't
sleep.
drive super tired either, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
you can doze off.
Yeah.
Well, that and this is a little random, but to support you, Nathaniel, I just read a book, Custer and Crazy Horse, and before the Battle of the Little Bighorn, General Custer drove his men 2 days straight and then launched straight into an attack on the village.
Without sleep for 2 days.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's bad.
So they couldn't even stand up. The Indians were like, they were reeling. But
Wow.
so it affects you. We'll look in the middle of a job that's ongoing offshore. Sometimes we say, everybody go to bed, because we weren't getting anywhere, and it became clear that we could only just get ourselves in trouble.
Yeah,
that's right. We're all
take a 3 or 4 hour nap.
That's right.
Go.
It's the Achilles heel of everyone at some point.
Yeah.
2 more. It may not be a surprise, but you've heard from your doctor that regular exercise does help improve your sleep pattern. But strenuous activity close to your bedtime or right before bed will actually make you stay awake. So if you do exercise, try not to do it in the last hours of the day.
Makes sense, yeah.
You know, that's why they tell me not to get the kids all riled up. Right
That's right.
That's absolutely true. And lastly, it may not be a surprise, but it is generally widely agreed upon that one of the biggest reasons today why people have trouble sleeping or trouble falling asleep is because we have constant access to the internet, which wasn't always the case, especially in my time, in my lifetime. Absolutely. But all of that access and all of that time kind of keeps your brain always going, which doesn't help you sleep.
Well, and sometimes when I am stirring, like last night, I get up and look at my phone.
Exactly.
And then I'm thinking,
but isn't that funny? Because 20 years ago, we couldn't have done that.
Right. No, right. No, it can't help.
So anyways, hopefully now we all know how important sleep is and make priority to get it.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Nathaniel.
Great stuff.
That's really cool.
And is blood alcohol 0.08, isn't it?
That's
it's not
the legal
0.8.
limit.
It's not
0.08.
Yeah, 0.0. Okay. And then we're at 0.05 when we don't sleep well.
Right.
Well, no, so just from
6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Just from being awake a whole day, you're at 0.05.
Wow.
The equivalent.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Nathaniel's son.
I'm more like 0.09, but whatever.
Well, good stuff with Nathaniel's son, Brother Johnny. You know where everybody is, the way I name him. So he's my brother.
Hey, Nathaniel, have fun with your friends. The state
I will. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah. I'll see how well we can shoot.
I'll take your team. So
I don't know. There could be some. I don't know the other team.
I don't know.
Could be some ringers.
I think you're all pretty good still.
Come on, it's like riding a bike, Nathaniel.
Oh gosh, I wish it was like that.
Hey, Johnny, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Talk
Good
to you
to
next
talk to everybody.
See ya.
Brother Johnny.
Johnny.
That's Tapman's Toy and Phone Line with Brother Johnny, New Orleans. So yeah, it'll be fun seeing everybody.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when was the last time you saw Ryan Murphy? Been a bit.
A couple years.
And then Ian Tate. Have you seen him?
Couple
Same
years,
thing. Yeah.
Same. You know.
That was a pretty good team in 2008. It was in 2007, your freshman year. You guys got third.
Yeah.
Knocked on the door. And had a big trophy, and then you won it all in 2008.
I think 3 of us went on to play in college, too. So
you, Ryan, and Clark,
team.
I think.
Yeah.
I wonder why Ian Tate, he was good enough. Maybe just
know.
didn't choose to do it.
I'll
But
ask him.
he went to U of I,
Yeah.
but and maybe he just wanted to focus on school. But Ian's still good. I mean, they're all good.
Yeah.
I think once you're really good as a junior, you're probably pretty good as an adult.
You know, the muscle memory stays to a certain degree,
Yeah.
but you're not really as fine-tuned as you once were.
All right, so you're heading up pretty soon. You got stuff, but are you going to hang out here a little bit, or what are you doing?
I think so.
All
yeah.
right.
Awesome.
Nathaniel's on ESPN 93.5. We're going to break for the news and come back. 8 o'clock hour to go. One of our favorites, Joe Cardinale, retired lieutenant commander in New York City. Mm-hmm. He's always good, and that's coming next as we wind up our week. It's 4 weeks from tomorrow. We'll be tailgating Illinois football 4 weeks from tomorrow.
Go Illini.
Yep, we'll be right back. ESPN 93.5. You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. What kind of bedside manner would you like your doctor to have? At Roof Doctors, they make sure you feel good about what they can do for you. They make sure they answer all of your questions and feel comfortable about whatever procedure your roof needs. Roof Doctors has helped customers for over 30 years. Randy and Tammy have helped make lives better in our community with their generosity and kindness. Roof Doctors is the company you can trust if you need anything done on your roof. Roof Doctors in Urbana. They make you their #1 priority.
Whether your regular beauty counter has disappeared or you want a beauty refresh, then it's time to visit Merle Norman. Beautiful changes happen every day at Merle Norman. Whether you have a special event coming up or you're just in the mood for something new, you can depend on Merle Norman Cosmetics to satisfy all your beauty needs. From advanced skincare solutions to the latest looks and color, we're locally owned and ready to help you with expert guidance and award-winning products. No wonder we've been the go-to brand for millions of women since 1931. Visit us today at 706 West Market View Drive over by Subway.
When Ross went out, I always told him to be careful, and that was the last time I got to see him.
Because someone didn't slow down and move over. Ross had on a bright orange shirt with reflective stripes the night he was killed.
He always had that smile. He just lit up the room when he came in.
Slow down and move over when you see flashing lights. Everybody is somebody.
When you see lights flashing, use caution passing. Let's all go home safe tonight.
It's Emily Atkins. She owns something called Happy Healing. Tell me about what you have planned coming up.
September 9th, we have our spiritual spa day. We have 3 wellness practitioners coming. We have Brenda, who does sound bowl healings with crystal bowls, Drea, who does facials, and we have Emily, who does massages. So we'll be selling tickets, and so you'll have a half hour of each, and then I'll be there and we can make candles too. You can go to the website, happyhealing.us.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Hiring has slowed over the last 3 months. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, with the unemployment rates dropped again in the monthly report just out.
187,000 new jobs created in July. The number of jobs is slightly weaker than predicted. The unemployment rate declined, though, to 3.5%. Also, the number of jobs created in May and June was revised lower.
Fox's Ginny Casola. On Wall Street, stock futures have been now rising modestly after going down right after the report came out. They have been selling 2 days in a row. We may find out the next Trump trial date, August 28th. That's the next hearing in the case. The former president pleaded not guilty in yesterday.
4 criminal charges stemming from his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election results, including conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights. Now, Trump was fingerprinted, but no mugshot was taken, and he was released on his own recognizance.
That's Fox's Alexandria Hoff, the former president, the frontrunner in the 2024 Republican race, will campaign today in Alabama. He calls this indictments political persecution. Many Republicans agree. Congressman Mark Alford tells Fox Business,
"We have lost faith in our justice system. America has lost faith in the media for the most part. They've lost faith in our federal law enforcement."
Democrats disagree. They say the former president lied and are glad he's been charged. Several House lawmakers, some who were on the committee that investigated the Capitol riot, are pushing for this Trump trial to be broadcast on live TV. Cameras are not typically allowed in federal court. Chris Christie, the biggest Trump critic among the Republicans running for president, is in Ukraine, meeting with its leaders as Ukraine drone attacks hit a Russian seaport, damaging a Russian warship the day after Secretary of State Antony Blinken called on Russia to stop attacking Ukrainian grain exports.
Enough using the Black Sea as blackmail.
America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Please welcome to the stage. Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close, or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
2 Tennessee lawmakers expelled by Republicans, then put back in office by Democrats in Nashville and Memphis on an interim basis, will stay in the legislature.
State Representatives Justin Pearson and Justin Jones are officially back on the job. They became Democratic Party heroes as members of the Tennessee Three when they were expelled for leading a raucous gun control protest on the House floor. The demonstration took place just days after a fatal shooting in Nashville at a private Christian school in late March. 3 children and 3 adults were murdered. The young black lawmakers have now been reinstated by local officials after advancing through a special election Thursday to fully reclaim their positions. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
5 years after the mass shooting at a high school in Florida, there will be a reenactment this morning at the now closed Stoneman Douglas High. They'll go and fire all the shots the killer fired in the rampage to simulate what it would have sounded like outside, where a school officer remained that day during the shooting, not going in to confront the gunman who murdered 17 students and adults. Scott Peterson was acquitted on charges related to that, but he's facing a civil lawsuit from victims' families. A police officer is in trouble in Massachusetts.
19-year veteran police sergeant Scott Saunders is on administrative leave and is facing assault and battery against his 72-year-old neighbor. The neighbor, Harry Horsley, says on July 24th, Saunders was walking with a paddleboard and hit his car as he was driving by. When he pulled over and got out, that's when he claimed Saunders punched him and pushed him to the ground. This was all caught on video by a neighbor. Saunders, a Hull police officer, has surrendered his badge and gun pending the outcome of the case. John Saucier, Fox News.
Again, our top story, the update on the economy. 187,000 jobs created in July. That's fewer than expected, slightly more than the number in June. Hiring that month revised lower, the unemployment rate down to 3.5%. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Jim Miller. City of Urbana officially welcoming its new police chief, Larry Boone. He got the job in June, and Monday he took the oath of office. Urbana's mayor swore him in at city council meeting. Boone addressing people in the audience and says it's the start of something different and new. Opening of Hotel Royer in Urbana officially pushed back another 6 months. City council unanimously approving Monday another extension to allow the hotel's owners to finish renovations beset by supply chain issues. It's the second extension the city has granted. Tens of thousands of Illinois residents without Medicaid health insurance starting this month. The Illinois Department of Health Care and Family Services has more than 47,000 Illinois residents have lost Medicaid since the start of August. That due to the COVID-19 pandemic. No doubt, getting insurance very key these days. And that's a look at what's happening on this Friday. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim Miller. It's ESPN 93.5, and now meteorologist Greg Solier has jumped on, and yes, my farmer friends, it's going to rain, Mr. Solier.
Yes, it shall rain again over the back half of the weekend in particular. We may, if the cards work out correctly here, have to deal with some weather watch issues relatively close to, if not on top of us here Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. But the maps and charts pretty much on target with a half to an inch and a half worth of rain, a higher number on some of the stronger storms. It beats a foot of rain plus like they've seen just let alone the past 48 hours into parts of east central and southeastern Missouri and western Kentucky again. And we've got more rain back in the forecast again later next week. And the following week, a couple of 2 or 3 chances at it. So it is definitely a somewhat modestly cooler, right around average on temperatures, but certainly a wetter, more showery weather pattern looking forward out the next 15 to 20 days. That helps beans, pasture lands, late planted varieties, and the backyard tomato plants as well, I'm sure. 73 now at Willard and Savoy. Forecast high today. A little on the warmer side, but humidity down a couple of knocks with a light northeast wind to 89. We'll turn it partly cloudy as the day wears on. A little fog patch still around and some advisories still up through McLean County, but those are winding down. 65 tonight, partly sunny tomorrow. Slim chance for a shower late morning, late afternoon. Highs at 87. The bulk of the stuff after midnight tomorrow night. The first of maybe 2 or 3 waves of showers and thunderstorms down to 67. And a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Fairly cloudy, warm, humid for the day on Sunday with a high near 87. Windy, cooler, couple of showers and 79 on Monday. Back to the low to mid 80s on Tuesday. Back to more rain around here next Thursday and Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
One of our favorite guests is retired New York Police Department Lieutenant Commander Joe Cardinale. Joe, you're not supposed to talk stuff when you're on an Alaskan cruise, brother.
You know what? I have to keep the people informed, so it's important that we do this.
Are you on Princess?
No, I'm on Royal Caribbean.
Oh yeah. What's the name of the ship?
Ovation of the Seas. Yeah. Very large.
Are you on the super? We've done a lot. I used to take. I still do. We have a travel company, Stevie Jay Travel. If you can go on one of our trips, we'd love to have Joe Cardinale. That'd be an honor to have Joe Cardinale. But anyway, are you headed up now, or are you coming from the north?
No, we're back in Seattle, and we're waiting to disembark over here. And actually, I have the last time to get off, so I have plenty of time to hang out.
Oh, good. Okay, so you had a great trip. Did you go to Skagway? Where did you go that you remember?
Oh, Skagway, Sitka, Juneau, and then what do you call it, Victoria?
Yeah, so you saw a lot of beautiful things up there.
Well, and the whales. That's what I would find attractive, seeing some whale tails in the ocean.
You know what the funny thing is? I would love to send it to you guys. Out in Long Island, we can see the whales just like over here. I go fishing, and they breach right next to me.
I'll be darned.
Oh, my goodness. Amazing.
You didn't see a glacier. You just see a glacier calving when it kind of slides off. It's called calving. Didn't see that, did you? That's kind of an
Well, no, because the day we got there, we were supposed to have a view of it from the ship, and then those who went on the excursion were a little closer. But
I see.
They did see it. We do have a film of it breaking away. It was a huge piece.
Yeah, it's amazing how all that works.
That'd be terrific.
Yeah, so that's awesome. My brother Johnny went into the Skagway bar and tried to find an original Skagwayan, and there was no one. It was just 20 years as long as anybody lived there.
Okay.
Anyway, good having Joe Cardinale on. Okay, artificial intelligence, what does that mean to law enforcement?
Okay. So we're talking about the facial recognition here. All right?
Facial recognition, okay?
Correct. So what that is, for anybody who really doesn't know about it, it's a face print, like you have a fingerprint.
Yeah.
Right, and it does the facial keys, like distance from the between the eyes, from the depth of the eyes, or the distance from your forehead to your chin, the shape of your cheekbones, and the contour of your lips, your ears, your chin, and all that combined gives you a face print. The only thing is, unlike your fingerprints, you can change these characteristics by getting a haircut, putting on weight, getting we call liposuction, getting your lips bolstered, whatever you want to say. Anything that changes your face is going to change these characters. So it's not foolproof, but it is used worldwide. And the AI comes into play with this when it starts getting involved with the private cameras and everything. So, it's not foolproof, but it is a good starting point, and it is an effective tool to go in the right direction.
Is it, there's people, how many trees are cut down when people send privacy papers to your house in an envelope that nobody ever reads? We don't have any privacy anymore, Joe. That's under the auspices of law enforcement or terrorism or whatever. Fact of the matter is, if you're doing something wrong, we hope you get caught, because there's going to be a lot of opportunities as we evolve, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the problem here is, you're right, nobody reads those privacy notes, but it's not going to make a difference anyways, because if you go to a sporting arena, a sporting event in one of the large arenas, your face is up there, all right? And what it's doing is constantly surveilling, just like the plate readers on the back of law enforcement.
Yep.
All right, it's constantly updating with that. The only problem here is, from me, myself, I would not rely on facial recognition to solve a case. You can add it to a case, and I would take somebody and say, all right, let's go a little step further. And as you get more and more evidence on that person, finalize it with fingerprints, because that's the telltale right there. And there's, no disputing that. All right. Even the retina of your eyes is another way of doing it. But to solely rely on facial recognition, especially when AI is involved, you're going to have major problems. You already had, let's put it this way, Amazon had their facial recognition in 2018, identified, I believe, 23 members of Congress as people that have committed crimes. Right? Now, that in itself doesn't say anything, because they do commit crimes.
Well, I was going to say, what are you telling me you don't know here? Come on.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, but what it is it's confusing them with other persons of the same.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, well, it's in the toolbox, is what you're saying. It's good to have it in the toolbox.
Exactly.
Okay, so what time does your plane leave today from Seattle?
2:05.
The Seattle airport's going to be pretty crowded, my friend. I just know you know that. So
I know that, and I'm just ready to pass out at the airport. So
you're not taking your private jet today. You're just going to go commercial, are you?
No, I'm not taking a private jet. I'm sitting like everybody else over there. Sitting in the main cabin over there.
You see what business class looks like, brother? That thing is just like, come on, man. That's so nice up there. They actually clink their glasses because it's glass, and they clink with their real silverware. I'm in plastic, okay? I'm in the back with the plastic, okay?
I'm right there with you, except I did take the extra leg room.
Good for you.
First row after first class.
Well, how tall are you, Joe?
6'2".
Okay.
The extra room will come in handy. Janet and I, and I know people will cringe at this, but there's a little secret we learned, and it's only because we were forced into it. But if you sit in the back row, it doesn't have to be back of the back, but the back row, it doesn't all recline all the way because there's a wall, and it's right by the bathroom. that's the last middle seat will be taken on the airplane. So Janet could lay down on a flight from Amsterdam. She laid down and put her feet on my lap.
Okay.
So we had a mini bed there, and it did not smell. And I could go to the bathroom anytime I wanted because I could see that it was wide open. So there's a little slight trick there that if you want, that's the last seat that'll be taken on that airplane is the middle back by the wall in the bathroom. FYI.
I'm going to have to remember that.
if you're anyway, Joe Cardinale, we appreciate your service to America. We appreciate your patriotism constantly, and we need more men like you out there, sir.
I thank you, my friend, and hope to speak to you soon.
Yep. Safe flight home. Yeah. Seattle. You going to LaGuardia or JFK?
Oh, well, LaGuardia's getting a lot better, believe it or not. But I'm going to JFK.
Okay.
So I have my car parked over there, so I can just get in it and go and get home.
It'll take a minute to get there. You nonstop? We got to stop somewhere.
Oh, I will not do stopping.
Okay.
No.
You're going to a 5.5 hour flight there, brother. It's going to be a bit. So enjoy. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you.
Take care.
Thank you. You as well.
Safe travels.
Joe Cardinale just off the, they've docked in Seattle waiting to disembark.
Right, an Alaskan cruise would be nice. Stevie Jay Travel needs to look at that.
We've done that a few times, but yeah, you can always go back.
Right.
I didn't ask him about the eagles. We had, the eagles up there were like squirrels here. Oh, there's another 4. They're just everywhere.
Right.
On every big old lamp post, there was an eagle.
Oh, speaking of wildlife, Adam had said that he and his daughter saw you walking today, and you said hello, and were very friendly on their walk today, and they counted 24 bunnies in town.
The count was 14 when I saw him.
Okay.
His little girl, and she wasn't I was very impressed that darling little girl got up and walked with her daddy.
Yes.
She couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 or 7 or something.
We're kind of getting in the back-to-school mode, and I love seeing that. Minnesota over St. Louis 5-3 yesterday. You know, I don't even have today's game written down. Do you know off the top of your head what we're doing here, Stevie?
With who?
St. Louis Cardinals.
Cardinals play Colorado.
Oh, Colorado.
It's a big series for the Cardinals because Colorado and the Cardinals are battling for the wrong part of, So it's Cardinals.
Colorado.
Colorado, and there's one more team that's not so good, Nationals. So those 3 are battling for last in the whole National League. So we got to beat these guys.
Okay.
Come on.
So we also had Cubs over Cincinnati 5-3. The Cubs are 56-53 on the season, 2.5 games out from the top. Milwaukee ended up beating Pittsburgh yesterday, so they're on the top.
This is a heat check for the Cubs this weekend because they're playing the best team in baseball.
Atlanta Braves, and it's a 1:20 start today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
I would not be upset if the Cubs won 1 out of 3 in this series. That's how good Atlanta is. Now, if they win the series, that's who you got to get through to get to the World Series is the Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
You're going to get them at home. You ought to get 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
If you're a team that expects to win the World Series, you got to beat Atlanta 2 out of 3 this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, they're just a different level.
Okay.
We'll see how the Cubbies do.
So we also had Texas over Chicago White Sox 5-3. Hall of Fame game yesterday had Cleveland over the New York Jets. We'll have USA and Sweden at 4 a.m. on Sunday.
Saving is a step to building a stronger future, whether establishing a college fund, saving for retirement, or building an emergency fund. Busey encourages you to begin your path to savings not tomorrow, but today.
Yep.
Money Manager through Busey eBank categorizes your spending. You get a little pie chart going on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Busey.com has all that. Then you can say, okay, I'm going to find out. Wouldn't that be cool to have a pie chart of and different color coded of where your money goes?
Like, wow, I eat out that much?
You could put it all in there and it'll categorize everything. Then you save, and then guess what? You save again.
Nice.
Save. My theory is whatever you save, you can spend it a day, even Shad Khan.
You're right.
Get started on your savings goal. You can spend it all anytime you want, but have it. You'll have choices. Get started on your savings goals today with the innovative products and services at Busey. Visit Busey.com. You can spend a long time going through that website. Busey.com for more resources or stop by one of their many convenient locations today. Busey for over 150 years. Member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. Nice, quiet spell of weather underway and early on into the weekend before that weather system that's brought flooding rainfall to Missouri and far southern reaches of Illinois. At least that mechanism lifts northward, a system out of the plains. That'll be a cold front and will generate a pretty active weather pattern around here between late tomorrow night and Sunday. Maybe some severe weather and some healthy rainfall totals as well. On the backside of that system, windy, cooler weather for early next week and another round of wet weather ahead for late next week. Temperatures will stay in check. Up to 89 though, with a partly cloudy day today and a little patchy fog around this morning. Light wind, increasing clouds tonight. 65 tomorrow, partly sunny. Slim chance for a stray late morning, more so late afternoon shower at 87. Then showers, thunderstorms get going tomorrow night. Low down to 67. A couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms for the day on Sunday. Maybe some heavier severe storms at 87. Windy, couple of showers. Cooler at 79 on Monday. Into the low to mid 80s with sunshine Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Job growth cooled last month. The Labor Department's monthly employment report found 187,000 new jobs created in July. The number of jobs is down from June and slightly weaker than predicted. Also, the number of jobs created in May and June was revised lower. The unemployment rate declined to 3.5% last month. Last year, employers were hiring at the pace of around 400,000 jobs a month. Amazon shares are higher after its dramatically better than expected earnings, showing continuing demand for its cloud services. Though Apple's earnings were only slightly better than forecast and iPhone sales declined in the quarter, Apple's stock is lower. Booking Holdings and DraftKings both reported upbeat earnings and expressed optimism about the current quarter. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosolda, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network, Fox News Rewind Financial Crisis 08.
This is an extraordinary period for America's economy.
A look back at the biggest financial crisis since the Great Depression.
The market is not functioning properly.
And the events leading up to it from the people who were there.
You started to see the Dow plunge in synchronicity with the vote on the House floor.
Subscribe now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
Never, ever 100% trust Wall Street.
The 5th Annual Crystal Lake Park Art Fair is August 5th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in partnership with 40 North. Crystal Lake Park transforms into an art fair at the large pavilion near the lake house. Over 40 regional artists will have their works on display and for sale. It's a great chance for you to buy a holiday gift or give your place a new look. Support area art on August 5th at the Crystal Lake Park Art Fair. For details, visit urbanaparks.org.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window. And whatever your project, you can count on Kramer Siding to offer you the best products backed by the best warranties in the business and a lifetime of great customer service. And right now, you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks, get 15% off gutter helmet, and you can save 25% on preservation siding, windows, and doors. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com and let's get started on your project.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Jay Lehman here, former U of I All-American linebacker. Do you like steak? Do you like red meat? Well, if you do, you got to check out Long Branch Steakhouse. They had phenomenal steaks, sides, salads. I love the onion rings and the fried mushrooms as well as the fried pickles. You've got to check out Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown Gifford. That's right, make the trip to Gifford for some of the best steaks you'll have. Kids love it too. I brought my whole family. I'll see you at Long Branch Steakhouse in downtown Gifford.
Yeah, something's going on I-74 westbound. I'm not sure, but it's backed up. Okay. So I-74 westbound, if I saved you from heading that direction, I hope if you're in it, sorry, you can text in if you know anything about I-74 westbound at Cunningham. I know there's a one-laner there as you approach Urbana, and that sometimes backs it up. When I take that route at 5 o'clock at night, coming to the east, it's really lined up because one lane can really clog things. Anyway, 217-359-2255 if you know anything about that. But that's what I got a text in on that. Appreciate the info. Okay, so we are all prepared. I think particularly St. Louis Cardinal fans, we're ready for football. And we'll just kind of brush this off. But listen, there is some real excitement with the Chicago Cubs.
Yes.
Because all of a sudden, a team that was not supposed to be anywhere near the top is near the top in a very, very winnable division. So again, as I've said many times, the best seasons for a sports fan is when your team does something you don't expect. The worst times is when you expect something big and it doesn't happen. I like this year's Cardinals. It's exceedingly disappointing because you didn't see it coming. And so Illinois football coming off 8 wins, some pressure on Brett Bielema just a little bit. He knows that. Now we have that whole expectation thing. Mm-hmm. And all we have to do to be successful, friends, and you really ought to jump on this one. Let's just win 6. Let's shoot for 6.
Because that'll get us into a bowl.
And it's 2 years in a row. And I don't know if we've ever been to 3 in a row. Ever? Just for whatever reason, we go to Sugar Bowl and then nothing.
Well, and
Rose Bowl, nothing. What?
I don't know.
What the heck?
Well, and the first game out of the gate against the Toledo Rockets is an evening game, and that's the 83 team reunion, memories from 40 years ago when the Illini had a 10-2 record and went to the Rose Bowl. There's a great picture of Mike White on fightingillini.com that they just posted about this reunion weekend.
Is it old Mike White or the coach Mike White?
Coach Mike White.
Okay, not now Mike White.
Right.
Because he's 80-something.
I think 83.
It's the fact that he's coming back is great.
Right.
That's a long trip for an 83-year-old guy.
So we were talking with Piaz about the drive being live on September 1st, that Friday. And that's when a lot of these guys are coming in. I think there's a golf outing going on.
David Williams has a 2-day golf thing. By the way, the reason people will flock to Mike White, do you know why?
Why is that?
Because he knew you. That's the feeling you got. Everybody knew Mike.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't, but we did.
Yeah.
Because Mike, hey Mike, hey, how you doing?
Oh yeah.
He was so affable, and he's really good with people, very good one-on-one, and I just remember vividly because listen, we were coming out of, and many of you are too young to remember this, but we're coming out of an era where Bob Blackman was really a good football coach. Bob Blackman could not beat Ohio State and Michigan. Bob Blackman was about 5-6 every year. 6-5, 5-6. Couldn't beat Ohio State, Michigan. Nobody could. And then you bring Gary Moeller. It's Bo Schembechler's guy. Yeah, we're going to be Michigan. Let's get that guy. I think we won 3 times in 3 years. And then you brought this cool dude from California. Oh, yeah. We're playing the Beach Boys. We got Neil Stoner, California.
That's right.
The 80s
belong to the Illini.
And then Mike White comes in, and all of a sudden, Dave Wilson's another California guy. Mm-hmm. He's my quarterback, and he's got legal problems. Bob Baller's got to defend him in court because of the eligibility. And the first play, and I was there, and we had a smattering of people. It was better than a spring game, but not much. So we had Dave Wilson, the great California quarterback, drop back to pass. We were passing the ball because with Gary Moeller and the Michigan theme, it was handoff, 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 punt. Handoff, 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 punt. That's what our game was. Johnny pointed out that won't work if you don't have superior athletes on the line, but apparently the message didn't get through. So it was Dave Wilson back to pass, throws a 60-yard bomb to Greg Dentino down the sideline. It was 30 yards overthrown, and the fans stood cheering wildly.
We got a different play going on.
We passed the ball. We thought the forward pass was legal, but we didn't know. And so that started it. And I think the first year we were 3-7-1 or whatever. And then you had, Dave Wilson at Ohio State's famous quarterback. I was there. I even did a quarter of play-by-play when Dave Wilson threw for 621 yards and 6 touchdowns. And it was just a record in the NCAA.
Man.
We lost 49-42. And Ohio State fans stood and clapped for us.
Okay.
Because it was a heck of a game.
We'll take that, Buckeyes. Thank you.
It was anything. Anyway, so then Tony Eason, and then Jack Trudeau, and then the 83 and then 84 Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
It was so exciting. And in 82, remember our big game down at Liberty Bowl, Memphis, 1982, Tony Eason went to Memphis with our Fighting Illini, Mike White, and it was Bear Bryant, Alabama. Bear Bryant's final game, he retired and died. He died 2 months later after that game. And they beat us in a hard-hitting game, and there's a kid named Chris Jenner who had to – it was a hard-hitting game. Tony Eason had to go to the game 3 times because he got his bell rung.
Wow.
They put in Chris Jenner. He was 3 for 3 to the other team. He threw 3 interceptions on 3 throws.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not sure anybody's ever done that. And I think he went on to be a doctor, by the way. Chris Jenner was a good kid. Anyway, so we lost the game 21-15, but that whole era, it was just nuts. Everybody was crazy about the Illini. And I was at the Michigan game that Rose Bowl year where we won 16-6. That's back when the press box shook.
Yes.
We were up there, and I felt it shaking.
I mean, there were some fan records set back in the day.
It was 76,180.
Right.
That was they had
before the renovation, they had the capacity to host more.
We had folding chairs on the track. There was a track then. Anyway, it's awesome. Lots of
But who remembers?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Mike White and his 83 Rose Bowl team.
And so coming out of the gate, as we play Toledo, that's going to be the reunion weekend.
Okay, we're coming right back. Another half hour to go. 217-359-2255. You're always welcome to text in. We shall return. Check the news, weather, and sports all coming up. ESPN 93.5 on Friday. We feel good.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The new job numbers are in, slightly lower than most economists expected. Fox's Jenny Casola.
The Labor Department's monthly employment report found 187,000 new jobs created in July. The unemployment rate declined to 3.5%. Also, the number of jobs created in May and June was revised lower.
That revision means hiring was up slightly in July. Stocks start the day basically flat on Wall Street. Former President Trump is back at his home in New Jersey after pleading not guilty in Washington, D.C. to new federal criminal charges. He campaigns in Alabama tonight.
President Trump will be introduced by Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville, who's made noise himself in the Senate for blocking military promotions over the Biden administration's military policy that reimburses travel expenses for service members who get abortion services.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. The former president's next D.C. court hearing is August 28th. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. A Hispanic former Northwestern University football player sharing his experience with hazing within the program. Ramon Diaz filed a lawsuit claiming he was subjected to racist taunts over his Mexican heritage, including the team shaving the word Cinco de Mayo on the back of his head. He said as a result of abuse, he tried to kill himself by overdosing in 2006. Work underway on TCCI's new electric vehicle innovation hub indicator as leaders broke ground. The city and Richland Community College receiving more than $21 million in capital grants to build the first of its kind Climatic Center for Innovation and Research, as well as the EV Plus Energy Workforce Training Academy. Well, preparations continue before the Illinois State Fair kicks off next week. Organizers previewing the fair, which runs from August 10th to the 20th in Springfield. Performers including Alanis Morissette, REO Speedwagon, Alter Bridge, Tim McGraw, and others. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity. And while that wet weather pattern continues on back southwest through Missouri and areas as far as southern Illinois into western Kentucky, in good shape around here for the next 24 to 36 hours. That boundary and a system in from the west will converge and generate some shower and thunderstorm activity around here over the back half of the weekend. We'll keep an eye on that weather during Sunday afternoon. It's a push of windy, cooler weather for early next week, and another weather system advancing in with more wet weather expected for the end part of next week. So the parade of features continues on. For the day today, a little patchy fog around, then partly cloudy skies for the afternoon. Warm, high temperature around 89, and a light east-northeast wind, increasing clouds tonight. 65 tomorrow, partly sunny. Slim chance for a stray shower late morning, more so late afternoon. Highs up to 87, and occasional showers, thunderstorms tomorrow night in through Sunday, and maybe some severe weather on Sunday. 67 tomorrow night, Sunday high of 87, couple of showers, 79, and a windy Monday. Sunshine at 82 on Tuesday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, editor-ologist Greg Solgay.
Okay, so apparently somebody has texted in a really bad accident on 74. If I can get to it, maybe you
Okay.
can get to it.
A terrible accident on I-74 West in Urbana with traffic backing up. When I drove by eastbound, you could see the front end of a car smashed and facing the wrong direction on I-74. Could have been turned around due to the crash, or perhaps the driver was driving the wrong way.
Oh, boy.
So thanks for keeping us in the loop at 217-359-2255, the Tapman's Towing phone line, which they could be on the scene now, too.
Well, I bet they are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I've talked to Jim Hampton about that many times, about you're just air traffic control. You have no idea the day you've got coming up when you wake up and you're an ambulance guy or even a tow truck. The tow trucks are right in the middle of all that because they got to clear it out.
Right.
And then you got cars upside down. How do you do that?
I know it.
And I'm telling
when
you,
it comes to the big rigs and things like that, Tapman's Towing has it solved.
they
it's
just
amazing
so
the
good.
work that they can do.
They really know how to do it.
And so invested in our community too. I know he's in the VIP section as we work with him on the Muhammad Music Festival at the end of the month with Chris Jansen coming into town. So that'll be a whole lot of fun. Of course, I'm all into all the things happening in the weekend. Royal Days is going on, Ag Days in Villa Grove. And this Clearview Farm Sunflower Celebration is tonight between 5 and 8 as you check out the maze and the pollinator garden that they have coming up. They'll have the Caleb Cook Band and food trucks. That's going to be fun at Clearview Farms. That's over by the High School of St. Thomas More.
Ben says, I drove by the accident too. It should be cleared up by now. Car got clipped and sent into the
Wrong lane or something? What you looking up?
car got clipped and just
Oh,
the rest of it. And sent into
I see
the
it now.
divider. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Everybody looked okay, but
I saw airbags.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, there's all kinds of stuff going on westbound 74 around Cunningham.
Right.
So just FYI, if you want to maybe even avoid it now, just in case, because it's nothing like if you're stuck, right?
That's right.
It's just nothing you can do. All right, so off we go into the weekend. So we got, again, you just mentioned a whole bunch of things. Clearview is way out there on North Mattis.
That's right.
Yeah.
Legacy Avenue off North Mattis for that sunflower celebration between 5 and 8 tonight. So, and I love going to downtown Champaign for the 4 different areas where they have little combos and bands and things like that between 6 and 8.
There are a lot of people down there, aren't there?
And that's brought to you by 40 North, and they're also partnering with the Urbana Park District for that art fair tomorrow at Crystal Lake Park between 10 and 4 if you want to check that out.
Yeah, we're going to be dancing around a little bit of rain sometime tomorrow and Sunday. Just kind of depends. And we do need it for our crops. Apparently, it's kind of thirsty out there for our corn and beans. So that you're just going to have a little rain, which I guess our yards need it too. And so it's all good to have some rain here this weekend, even though it might interrupt some things. So all kinds of things that are just ahead. The U of I, I like driving through campus, and it's still blinking red on the stoplights, but it's going to be, next week probably, when everybody's got the trunk open and everything, and all things, they're going to be moving back, because I think they go back to 21st or something.
Yes.
So it's, and they get here early. And I saw yesterday, a high school band.
Yes.
Off of Church Street working out.
Uh-huh.
And so I saw softball practice. So
That's
it's all beginning now.
It is.
And high school football starts, I think, a week before the Illini, don't they? In August.
It's crazy how quickly things are coming up.
It's, yeah.
And in fact, with the back-to-school supplies being sought after right now, Salvation Army has this Operation Homefront to help military families in our area and anybody in need. sachampaign.org for details on the donations you can put in the big box at 4 area Walmarts and the Dollar Tree location, so people can get in on that.
All right, just a heads up, Monday, I'm going to be giving people $500 to spend at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. So if you know somebody that's in the club, you have to be a member at GoStever.com. $500, you'll have to spend $1,000 on this deal. But where else are you getting $500 off and you need it anyway? Yeah, it's a slam dunk. You go buy a refrigerator and get $500 off. I'll take that any day of the week. So that'll be Monday, the Stever program, where I hand you cash to spend. That's why we have thousands of people that have signed up, because somebody really smart.
GoStever.com.
Yeah.
And even if you're, wanting to just get in on the deals, just move at GoStever.com and be a member.
No, you might as, again, don't know. Talked to a woman recently who said, yeah, my son talked me into this. Hadn't done that in a while. All right, it is 8:39. We got some sports just ahead.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
All right, Jimmy Goss, who's on the county board, and I think you've accepted an appointment for life on the county board. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate that.
Wrong answer, Stevie. I did not accept lifetime appointment.
Okay, so you're just picking sweet corn. I don't know what time you're coming by, but that's awesome. Thanks for doing that for me. And also, what the heck's going on in your sunflower field, baby?
Hey, we are deep into sunflower celebration planning and execution today. Celebrations tonight from 5 to 8. We'll have Caleb Cook Band there for live music. We'll have 2 food trucks, La Paloma and Mama Duke's. We'll have ice cream from Crow Ridge Farms. We've got it all tonight, and it's all for a good cause. We ask that, our sunflowers our maize has always been free, and we just ask this year that you either bring a cash donation or some canned food goods, non-perishable stuff. To all that money's going right to Eastern Illinois Food Bank. And so it's part of the maize. Their logo is part of the maize this year, and we couldn't be more excited.
Jim, my brother, Gary Ducey, is a beekeeper, and I know you have this native pollinator garden shaped like Illinois. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's an exciting thing that was brought to us last September. So I've been working on it a little more than a year. And that project will actually execute and get it planted here this fall in September. And certainly by next spring, we're going to have beautiful pollinator plants out there, right there along Olympian Drive. Mm-hmm. So it's just another attraction at Clearview Farm.
Well, what? And of course, I know this answer, but I'll go ahead and quiz you. How do I get my sunflower seeds out of your sunflower? How does that work?
Yeah. Yeah, these are not sunflowers to eat.
Oh,
so yeah, you can eat them. I've tried them. They're very bitter, and I don't think actually cooking them or roasting them is going to make them any better.
So
they are oilseed sunflowers.
So it's more for the bees and stuff and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, obviously, sunflowers are for the community to come out and enjoy.
Yeah, sure. That's awesome.
Well, and one of the things that's kind of cool these days is people taking a selfie with all the sunflowers around them. You actually have a contest with some prizes, don't you, Jimmy?
Yeah, we do. We've got 5 different categories of. It's on our Facebook page, all over it, and our Instagram and everything. But you can go out there, take pictures, and submit them to us, and then Sophia and I get to sit down for a couple hours and try to sort through the photos. I can't even tell you how many we've had the last couple of years, but well over 200. So it takes a while to do it in 5 different categories. So
nice.
Okay, Jim, we appreciate it. I just got a memo here that says that if J.B. Pritzker runs for president, Jim Goss will run for governor. Is that true?
I love that idea, Stevie.
Is that true, Jim?
Yeah, Yeah, everybody loves that but me. I'm not.
Listen,
I am not.
and
probably your wife.
But you understand that that's who we want. We want people of integrity that don't want to do it. That's who we need. George Washington, Mr. Goss, didn't want to do it. Okay? So we're drafting you, and thank you for your service, and we appreciate you being whatever we appoint you to.
Real quick, as a farmer, has there been some movement on the farm bill and things like that?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, they've had hearings and stuff on it, but I don't expect the farm bill until the very last minute. The last two we've had trouble getting them done. And you know what people don't really realize is the majority of the farm bill has to do with SNAP, the food assistance program.
Yeah,
we used to call it food stamps, but it's called SNAP now, and that's like 90% of the farm bill is actually tied up into that. And lots of farmers want that out of the farm bill, and lots of people that understand in the ag community that we can't take it out of the farm bill because we're 1% of the population now, and we need that. We need some of the things in the farm bill to help us provide safe and healthy food for the world, basically.
That's right.
Well, appreciate what you're doing. You know what a lot of residents of Illinois are calling their state now?
I know what I'd call it, but yeah.
Here's what they're calling it. They're calling it Tennessee, Jim.
Oh.
They're calling it Tennessee.
Yeah.
Anyway, you the man, Jim Goss. It's always a pleasure to have you on, buddy.
Hey, guys. Appreciate it very much. Have a great day.
You as well.
Clearview Farm's Sunflower Celebration will be near the High School of St. Thomas More Friday the 4th from 5 to 8 p.m. Check out the native pollinator garden shaped like Illinois with this year's maize supporting Eastern Illinois Food Bank. Clearview Farm welcomes sunflower picture posts for prizes. There will be live music from the Caleb Cook Band, Mama Duke's Barbecue, and ice cream from 5 to 8 on Friday the 4th. Head to Legacy Avenue off of North Mattis for the Sunflower Celebration. Follow on Facebook or visit clearview-farm.com.
It's Emily Atkins. She owns something called Happy Healing. Tell me about what you have planned coming up.
September 9th, we have our spiritual spa day. We have 3 wellness practitioners coming. We have Brenda, who does sound bowl healings with crystal bowls, Drea, who does facials, and we have Emily, who does massages. So we'll be selling tickets, and so you'll have a half hour of each, and then I'll be there and we can make candles too. You can go to the website, happyhealing.us.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Here's what somebody recently said at Pards in Urbana. I was there just a few minutes, and somebody came up and asked if I needed help. And they were incredible, helping me find the size of boot I needed, and then I bought a second pair too. Everything was friendly. Everything was excellent. Visit Pards in Urbana, 206 North Maple, between Maine and University in Urbana. It's Pards Western Shop since 1968. Or go online and visit pards.com, pards.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
8:48. Quick check of some sports headlines.
Minnesota over St. Louis 5-3 yesterday. Now they've got a series starting up against the Colorado Rockies. I don't know if you can reach that paper and know the first pitch time here on ESPN 93.5. 120 is definitely for the Cubs and
the Cardinals
Atlanta.
The Cardinals are tonight. They're usually Friday nights. They're usually 7 o'clock, 7:15.
Okay,
a little later.
And see, it's unusual. Cubs Atlanta 120 today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And the Cubs Cubs beat Cincinnati 5-3 yesterday, and 5-3 was the score for Texas over the Chicago White Sox.
Three of our teams all the same score.
Isn't that wild?
Interesting, yeah.
So USA in the Women's World Cup will play Sweden at 4 a.m. on Sunday morning. I know on the Illini campus we've been seeing sometimes some viewing, but I don't think at those hours. Isaiah Williams up for the Warfel Trophy on the watch list for his field work, community work, and work in the classroom. Illini football practicing now, gearing up for that September 2nd start at 6:30. Go Illini!
You betcha, and the Cardinals are 7-15. About 124 the Cubbies today in Wrigley.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
Tapman's Towing is looking for you. If you want a career with a great local company, it's Tapman's Towing, paying top dollar for experience. If you have an excellent driving record, good oral and written communication skills, are willing to work hard and want to be paid top dollar, visit tapmanstowing.com. Tapman's is looking for CDL drivers, record drivers, and dispatchers. Work with a local company that rewards hard work. Tapman's Towing. Visit tapmanstowing.com to apply today.
Tapman's Towing.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and this Saturday. Nice, quiet spell of weather underway and early on into the weekend before that weather system that's brought flooding rainfall to Missouri and far southern reaches of Illinois. At least that mechanism lifts northward, a system out of the plains. That'll be a cold front and will generate a pretty active weather pattern around here between late tomorrow night and Sunday. Maybe some severe weather and some healthy rainfall totals as well. On the backside of that system, windy, cooler weather for early next week and another round of wet weather ahead for late next week. Temperatures will stay in check. Up to 89, though, with a partly cloudy day today and a little patchy fog around this morning. Light wind, increasing clouds tonight. 65 tomorrow, partly sunny. Slim chance for a stray late morning, more so late afternoon shower at 87. Then showers, thunderstorms get going tomorrow night, low down to 67. A couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms for the day on Sunday. Maybe some heavier, severe storms at 87. Windy, couple of showers, cooler at 79 on Monday. Into the low to mid 80s with sunshine Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Wouldn't it be nice to visit a car dealership where you didn't feel like you were at an auction? Or didn't feel like you were being taken to the cleaners?
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Welcome to Sarah Champagne. At Sarah, they offer a one-price promise. Every vehicle at a fair price, no negotiation, only the best price. Sarah Champagne, Honda, BMW, GMC, Buick, and Subaru. SERRA Champagne.com. Why is Jet's Pizza different? It's their Detroit-style pizza dough, made fresh daily. It's their fresh, hand-grated mozzarella cheese straight off the mozzarella cheese blocks. It's their incredible sauces and spices and the taste and aroma of Jet's Pizza. If you want flash frozen cheese off the trucks, call the other guys. Jet's Pizza, handmade fresh and delicious every time. Jet's Pizza. Discover the difference. Round Barn Center and Green and Neal in Champaign or jetspizza.com. All right, and again, I want to just give you a heads up. If you're looking for an appliance, I'm doing a Stever on Monday with Dick Van Dyke Appliance Tour where I'll actually give you $500. So you'll have a chance at that on Monday on our Stever program. GoStever.com is where you'd get all signed up, ready to go.
If I come to work, I got that $1.25 billion Mega Million ticket tonight from Casey and Tolono.
So the cash payout, unless you want to take a 20-year thing, cash payout's like $625 million. and then Uncle Sam wants half. So you walk away with $300 million cold hard cash.
Okay.
So whatever bank you go to will be very excited.
Excellent.
It's a lot of money.
And see, the love for Lou DiBello got an infection around Easter Sunday and was fighting for his life. And he's been such an instrumental part of playing the guitar and guitar lessons. And there's a benefit for him coming up at the venue CU, a $25 ticket for lunch and all the auction items and things like that. It's from 2 to 6 on Sunday at the venue CU. So I'd bring my $1 billion and contribute a little more than usual to that.
You'd have an entourage. And you'd probably be in a limousine.
Walking in on Sunday, helping out Lou DiBello.
You'd have, what would you do? What is the first, because I've thought about this. What is the move? You have the ticket, you realize you won. What do you do?
Call my finance guy.
What do you do with the ticket? Can't lose the ticket.
Right.
And
you take a picture of it, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You got to have the ticket.
Okay.
Somebody could steal the ticket from you, so what do?
Maybe get a copy of it here.
You got to have the ticket, and you got to secure the ticket.
am like reinforcing I've got the ticket.
Right, but you don't tell anybody. I wouldn't tell anybody.
I mean, I tell my family.
I would probably be very, very quiet about everything till you secure everything. Okay. But you got to figure out where you're putting the ticket, because you got a $1 billion ticket.
That'd be so crazy if they said someone in Tolono has off whatever numbers.
I think I would be.
Like, what?
I think I would be.
Where's my ticket?
Super, super quiet. I would tell Janet and probably the kids, and they'd know to not say a word to anything.
I'd probably tell you.
Okay, to tell me.
Would you tell me?
I probably wouldn't tell anybody except Janet and the children that were in the house, and they would absolutely not tell anybody, because you've got to forget about that and secure what you got to do.
Right.
And that is, firstly, secure the ticket. Second, you call, just say, hey, I'm calling, just wondering what the procedure is. What do I do? And then, but that ticket has got to be locked up somewhere and totally safe.
And I think sometimes you can remain anonymous.
I think you can. I don't know what the deal is if you went in Illinois.
Right.
But sometimes I would stay anonymous.
Right.
And just as quietly as possible. Word would get out eventually around here. Anyway, if you won, everybody's going to know. And so I would wait on that, and then I would be
What? Are you saying I have a big mouth?
Yeah, and I would like to think that I would be really, really good with that money and help a whole bunch of people in various places. Okay, thank you. Let's dream some more.
Enjoy the weekend.
That is Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you greatly. The drive this afternoon with Lon and Derek. We will meet on Monday, God willing. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed weekend.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window. And whatever your project, you can count on Kramer Siding to offer you the best products backed by the best warranties in the business, as well as Central Illinois employees dedicated to providing you with professional installation and a lifetime of great customer service. And right now, you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks, get 15% off gutter helmet, and you can save 25% on preservation siding, windows, and doors. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com and let's get started on your project.
Everyone deserves a decent place to live, including man's best friend. Habitat for Humanity of Champaign County is looking for teams to help raise the woof by participating in a fun and unique pet habitat building competition for a great cause. Grab your friends, family, or coworkers and put your creativity and building skills to the test.
Raise the Woof 2023 Under One Woof is taking place at the Habitat Restore on September 9th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
All the money raised via Raise the Woof will fund Habitat home builds here in Champaign County. You can find more information and register your build team online at cuhabitat.org.
Experience food, drinks, and fun at the grand reopening of Champaign's favorite sports bar, Pia's. Whether you're up for their famous Slugger Burger, never-ending nachos, having a drink with your friends, or watching your favorite sports team, Pia's has you covered. After the forced renovation undergone on the local pub, it's the perfect time to celebrate a return to normal and bring the community together. Don't miss the grand reopening at Pia's, 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Here's what one shopper said about Pard's Western Shop in Urbana, 306 North Maple, between Main and University. He said, sure, you can find boots at some big box stores, but nothing like Pard's selections. They're unique, they're local, and they have an excellent store. So many people that visit Pard's in Urbana say the same thing. Pard's in Urbana, 306 North Maple. You can find the best boots in the world and shop local. Visit pards.com, pards.com.
Breeze hits it in the air to center. We will see you tomorrow night.
And we will see you on Sunday, August 20th, when the Cardinals take on the New York Mets. That day, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home a canvas print courtesy of Edward Jones that commemorates this legendary moment in Game 6 of the 2011 World Series. Artwork for this canvas print is commissioned by St. Louis artist Cole Meyer. For tickets, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals. It's Emily Atkins. She owns something called Happy Healing. Tell me about what you have planned coming up.
September 9th, we have our spiritual spa day. So we have 3 wellness practitioners coming. We have Brenda, who does sound bowl healings with crystal bowls. We have Drea, who does facials. And we have Emily, who does massages. So we'll be selling tickets, and so you'll have a half hour of each, and then I'll be there and we can make candles too.
So it's going to be just a very relaxing, wonderful time together.